Oh yeah, I feel really proud of myself.
Well, 11-year-olds, as you know, are not very forthcoming about their day. Usually you have to wrench it out of them. But one day, Liam came home and he said, you know, Mom, we had a visit from some of the kids at school, some of the high school students, and they told us about growing up in wartime situation in their country. They were from Sierra Leone, from Cambodia, from Timor-Leste. He was obviously very, very moved by this whole experience, and he was obviously very attentive.
As your teacher already introduced me, my name is Miguel. I'm from Timor-Leste. I'm gonna be talking about my life experience. Well, during that moment we have to move out from our house because of the conflict. And so my mom and my siblings, we went together to the jungle, and we left everything behind, including my dad also. So we hoped someone could help us to bring him back to our family. So we really worried. We were really worried about his safety at the moment.
Miggy went to boarding school to further his opportunities, because if he stayed in the school in his own town or village, then he probably would not be at school beyond the age of 14 or 15. So he went off to boarding school, and from that boarding school he was selected to take part in an Initiative for Peace conference run by UWCSEA in Dili in East Timor. So he joined that as a participant, and then he met lots of the students from UWC who were taking part in that conference. For the first time he met people from all over the world with an attitude which he said he just hadn't experienced before.
After your time in Timor-Leste, when you actually came to UWC, can you just give us a few words to describe?
The first grade 8 scholarships that we awarded were to 2 orphans who'd spent their formative years scavenging on the rubbish tips in Phnom Penh. Now you can imagine how powerful it is for the other students at the college to have those sorts of people sitting in the classroom next door to them. What is fascinating when you talk to them is the value that they place upon education, and that's something I think many of the students take for granted.
Anybody who has been through war or a violent situation is a survivor. And any survivor is a hero. And any survivor who is able to overcome that and be a smiling, giving person, which these scholars are, is a superhero. So for Liam and my daughter, who's in school here also, they feel proud. They feel like they're walking amongst heroes.
So it was just very different after reading it out of a book to actually see people who've experienced that and to actually talk to us and share their experiences. It would have been much different if they were just visitors, and it's much more inspiring and much more meaningful and powerful that they're actually going to the same school as I am.
Children from all over the world deserve an education just as they do, just as our children do. And when they interact with the scholars here and hear their stories, then that gets the wheels turning and that gets them thinking, well, of course this education, this wonderful school should be open to all. How can we do more so that more students can come and that we can have, even more diversity and that we can offer this opportunity to even more children? And once you start abolishing entitlement, then everyone becomes entitled.
Yeah. After going to Cambodia and hearing about the Scholars Program and hearing from the scholars firsthand, it inspires me a lot to do more service and to increase my commitment to the service component here.
And I think because these guys come and they've been given this amazing opportunity, they're not going to waste it, and so they approach everything with such a sort of such life and energy that rubs off on other people. So even somebody who is semi-cynical can't fail to be, partly lifted by having guys like that around them.
Well, I feel so happy when I inspired some of the students through my story. It's been a good opportunity for me to study in UWCSEA. with friends, and I hope one day I'll get a better future compared to the past. And especially, I hope one day I'll go back to my country and then bring a positive change for them.